All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made, and I, Sister Deborah, share, and I will rest therein. This is a message like unto a message in which, at least several message in which I have spoke on regarding the sheep and the goats. When I'm coming to you today with a message regarding the sheep and the goats. And if you could go to Matthew's chapter 25 and verse 31. In Matthew's chapter 25 and verse 31, you're going to learn how the sheep is going to be set up in like a singular, and the goats it's going to be set up like many. It's like unto the Lamb book of life and the books to the lake of fire. Okay, uh, in the kingdoms, in the kingdom where the Most High Yah resides, there's two set up. One is set up for the Lamb book, which is one, or the books, which is uh, books with an S, which is many, for the lake of fire. Let's go to a Revelation chapter 20. In Revelation chapter 20, it mentions the twos. It speaks of the two locations in which all things shall be divided unto. I had no idea that the grave is going to end up in also the lake of fire. Okay. So here in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 12. This is John in the vision, in the kingdom, in a vision. Revelation chapter 12, 20, Revelation chapter 20 and verse 12. It reads, "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yah." I want you to understand when it says it saw the dead, small and great. I believe it's talking about young and old, not as if one was greater than and the other one was smaller than. It's speaking of young and old. Okay. Okay. And not just so much as old, but small and big. Okay. It's meaning all. Now, this is what John is saying in Revelation chapter 20 and verse 12. "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yah." Now, here we are. They standing before Yah. "And the books were open." Now, when they said, "and the books were open," they speaking of the Lamb book of life, which is singular, and the books that's leading to the death, which will be the lake of fire. Okay. Notice it says both of them were open. Watch this here. "And another book was open." No, it didn't. No, let me say that right. It says in Revelation chapter 20, verse 12, "And the books were open, and another book was open." So it was speaking of the books as many, like unto the goats as many. because a lot of people don't and will not believe that the lake of hell is going to hold every last one that is written to go therein. And because there's so many, he wants us to understand that in that day, when we stand before Yah, the books were open. And that's the book to the lake of fire. Those are the books with an S, like unto the goats with an S. And another book, like a singular book, was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of these things which were written in the books according to their works. According to their works. Okay? So there it's letting you know that the kingdom of heaven is going to have a book of life, which is one, singular. And the books where the dead were judged out of, and it is written. There go that written. Okay? In the books according to their works. So the goats and those that's in the book of dead, it's going to be based on their name is written based on their works. Do you think that their works came first and then they were written? No. Written means letting you know it already being written. So when you hear about there's two sets, the twos, I try to let you know that there's two. Hello in the live chat. It's good to see you all. There's two sets of books. One is one book. It has the book of life. And the other books are to the books of those of the dead. Okay? And they're being judged according to their works. Okay? So we have the book of life and the books of death that we're dealing with. Now we're finna hear about Yeshua teaching his disciples why he was here, how it's going to go down. He didn't give them a lot of it, but he gave them enough to give me. I put it like that, to leave me. When I really put myself in it is when I get it. Okay, Father, Yah, I get it. So when I'm able to get it, I got it. I got what Yeshua gave the apostles and what he has given me. And what that means is I feel that thing. And now I have embraced it according to the way that he gave it to the apostles. I now embrace it the way that he has given it unto them. I am full understanding of his way of speaking it unto them. Okay. So here it is in Matthew chapter 25. And we're going to start with verse 31. And I want you all to see how the Son of Man is breaking this down to who? The disciples, his disciples. Okay. And verse 31, it says, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. Why is this here making you sure you understand him and his? It's because he wants you to know we're dealing with the Son of Man, explaining it to his disciples how the kingdom is going to sum things up. I think that's beautiful. So why would you think we today have this idea of it being the way we say it's going to be versus he that came as the Son of Man giving us some insight of his whole total mission and how he's going to be the one who go to the four corners with his angels and his glory that's going to divide them. They're going to be divided in his glory. You see what I'm saying? So I love this because and his throne, okay, in verse 31. So the Son of Man is actually saying something so you won't get confused with the Father. He's actually saying a whole lot, but here we are today. We will swing it every other way outside of seeing it in spirit and in truth with the light in our right hand. So let's go further into what the Son of Man was saying to the disciples. I don't know if your Bible has a dark star on the side of that verse. Mine's do. When I see dark stars and slanted words, it's because the Father wants me to really look at it a way that goes beyond the natural sight. Okay, so I have to not just jump on it and jump off of it. So here he's saying he wants you to know that Yeshua, the Son of Man, with his angels, and he's going to sit upon his own throne, and he's about to do what Yah has given him the mission to do in the kingdom. And it's beautiful because just think, he's telling the disciples what part he's going to play in when he get to the kingdom. And he telling them, he telling us, he telling the whole world. But why is it you have a million different belief or understanding that a denomination and everything? They're reading the same instructions and direction book. Why do all of them have different interpretations, different belief, different understanding, different categories, different how would I say it? Different in the way they see precept here and precept there, different in the way they see line here, line here, different in the way they see a little here and a little there. Why is it so different? Why everybody is so different from what it said? The reason why is because the Ruach is not living in them. It's going to teach you all things. And all this, my way, this way, this way, this way, whenever you can slam that to the side and feel that Ruach in you teaching you, then you can pull up. But until then, sit down, clowns. Okay, so here it is in verse 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations. Now, notice he did not say Hebrew Israelites. He did not say Catholics. He did not say true Jews. He did not say Buddha. He did not say heathens, Gentiles, or black, white, melanated. He did not say. Why didn't he? If it was important for us to know his duty in the kingdom, why didn't he divide it up as we divided everything on the earth? Why didn't Yeshua just tell the disciples, when, okay, I'm gonna be in the kingdom and I'm gonna divide it based on who's the true, who's the children, who's the true this, and who's the true this, and who the true is? He's not doing that. Okay, he's letting us know it's going to be all nations. He's going to be divided, and this is the Son of Man. He's telling us what kingdom going to be like come judgment. And he says in verse 32, and before him shall he be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another. Is it going to be based on if you're a Hebrew Israelite, based on if you're a Catholic, based on if you're a Jehovah's Witness, based on if you're a Muslim? No, it's going to be based on him separating it in the kingdom, one from another, all nations, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. I like that because he's not discriminating. He's not. He's not landing it so we can believe that it's just a certain people. Oh, it's just a certain race. You see, it's a certain country. He's just letting you know, I'm going to be doing this in the kingdom with all the nations. I'm going to be separating the sheep, singular, to the goats, because you have to understand, what do the sheep represent and what do the goats represent. We just read Revelation chapter 20, breaking down the difference, Revelation chapter 20, verse 12, breaking down the difference of the books in the kingdom, where one book leads to the book of life. That's that one. And then the other books that were open leads to death, okay, which leads to the lake of fire. So here, this is what, and that was in Revelation. Here we go again in Matthew's, where you can see where Yeshua left the token for them to understand, his disciples, so y'all can understand, this is how the kingdom gonna rumble. All the nations, I'm going to be able to divide them. I'm going to put the sheep as a singular oneness on one side, and I'm going to put the goats on another. What is that? That's twos. There go the twos. He calling out twos. Now, why couldn't they have 3, 4, and 5? Come on now, talk to me. Why couldn't it be different levels? Okay, why couldn't it be, well, okay, he's separating one here, one here, one here, one here? No, because you all reject the fact that the kingdom has broke everything down in twos. He has broken everything down in twos. And this is why he's separating them into 2 categories, and only 2: the sheep and the goats. And as it speak of the goats, notice the goats matches the books to the books that leads to the day of the dead for the lake of fire. And the sheep, we're going to see. Let's not go ahead of myself. Let me not go ahead of myself. So here is Yeshua, the Son of Man, said in verse 32, and before him shall be gathered all nation, and he shall separate one from another, as the shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. Verse 33, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand and the goats on his left. Why are we dealing with left and right? Why are we dealing with left and right? Why is it Yeshua dealing with the twos, in which Sister Deborah stay on this Deborah platform teaching you all? Because he's telling you what's in the kingdom. Sister Deborah been saying 6 years. The kingdom is set up in twos. And if we learn to adapt or take on the tools, it will cause us to make better decisions in living, period. And understanding the life that Yah gave us. Because see, we don't even understand. He gave us two things he gave us from him: his image and his breath. He gave that to us. Okay, so here in verse 33, it says, and he shall set the sheep on the right side. The sheep. Notice the sheep doesn't say sheeps with an S. Because when we're founded in Yah, we are founded in the oneness. We are found in oneness with Yeshua, Yah. We alone, each and every last one of us, are detached to them as one. We are all one. So that's why he called us all one. In the body of Hamashiach, we are all one. And he's given us that. He's given this to his disciples. The same way I try to give it to you all. That when we are in the body of Hamashiach, I don't care if you can look to your left and your right. We are all one in this. Even though we're trying to portray that we're separate, because we're claiming our flesh too much. We're claiming our flesh entirely too much. But what happens is, in this midnight hour we're in, Many people are going to be trying to run from their own flesh, looking for the body of Hamashiach to lay their head, to rest in, to turn to ask questions, to get some sort of comfort, because they're going to want to belong. When they fail, oh no, I don't belong to the body of Hamashiach. I'm my own. This is mine, me, this, and this, me, this. Everything is about them. And when Yeshua was given that Lord's Prayer back in Matthew 6, everything he was saying us. We. He's telling us how we go to the throne. Why am I coming to the throne saying Father, us? Why am I coming to the throne saying we are? Because he wants you to get a mindset that you're not in this alone. And don't portray it like it's just meaning it's just talking to you. Know that you are in the church, and the church is in the body of Hamashiach, and we are the saints in the church. And I'm not talking about the church built with bricks. The church of the Spirit. Okay, now here you see the Son of Man breaking down to us that there's going to be a right side and a left side. The sheep is going to land on the right, and the goats are going to be on the left. Let's go to verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on the right side. Now Yeshua finna explain. Now, how is it the Son of Man brought us such good revelation of what's going to be in the kingdom? But today we don't live by it. We don't understand it. We don't embrace it, and nor do we want to accept it. But the thing about it, even when I taught this, it really it lets you know really who you are and who you been and who you really stand for. Let's continue. In verse 34, it says, then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, come ye blessed. See, Yeshua is telling the disciples, those that he divided on the right hand, they are the blessed ones. Blessed of what? Of my Father. See, he even separated himself from the Father. But he said, those that I divided on the right, they are blessed of my Father. Why? Because they're in that Lamb Book of Life, whether you like it or not. And even Yeshua is saying it. These are the ones that are blessed of my Father. And then what did he say? And inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the what? The foundation of the world. See, Yah had already prepared the kingdom for you. Yah has already prepared it. And Yeshua telling the disciples, he already prepared it for the sheep. They are already blessed. How many thousands of years ago you think that he made that statement? How many thousands of years do you think Yeshua was here? That statement was already made. And what he's saying is, he's giving them the insight of how the heavens has already written it in. He said, you are already blessed of my Father. Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. You were already written in, baby. Okay, now here it is. Verse 35. For I was hungry, and you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. So Yeshua was not only telling those on the right side, which is of the sheep, he went on and telling them the things that they did. He said that in 35, I was hungry and you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. So he's giving those on the right side that's already blessed by y'all an insight of how they treated him. And to treat him would be what? See, he's going to break it down, and it's going to blow your mind the way he's going to break it down. So let's continue. And this is Sister Deborah done taught this probably 6 times. And let me tell you something. You will never, ever, ever get anyone on these devil platforms or anywhere to teach this the way I'm getting ready to break it down. One thing I want you to look in 35. I explained to you, y'all, it's not love. He is give and gave. That's who y'all is. If you ever really want to know who is he on the throne, oh, he give and gave. He give and gave. Because everything he has done surrounds give and gave. Okay? So here, Yeshua is telling the sheep that he has separated on the right. You gave me this, you gave me this, you gave me this, you gave me this. Listen to what them angels were saying, which are the sheep. Listen to how they spoke. Naked, Yeshua said in 36, naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visit me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. That's what Yeshua was telling them. Everything you did. Watch this here. Verse 36. Naked, and you clothed me. How did you clothe me? Gave me something to wear. Okay? Watch this here. I was sick, and you what? Gave me your time. You took out time to visit me. So you gave me some of your time to visit me. Okay? I was in prison, and you came unto me. How did you come into me? You gave your time out to come unto me. Now watch what the angels said. The righteous angels are saying, wait a minute, hold up. What you talking about? What you talking about, son of man? What are you talking about? This is what they're saying. Verse 37. Then shall the righteous, I love that. What made them righteous? Because they were already blessed to be the righteous one. Before the foundation of the world, they were already written as the righteous one. Now listen to what they said. Then shall the righteous answer him and said, now the righteous is the one he put on the right side. They getting ready to ask him, what are you talking about, son of man? Listen to what they say. They said, Lord, when saw we thee and hungry, and we fed thee, or thirsty, and we gave thee? Verse 38. When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? So the angels are confused, you guys. The angels are confused in the kingdom. They already been told they the blessed ones. They already told they the righteous one. They on the right hand side because heaven, the kingdom was prepared for them. But they up there can ask a question. Hold up, bro. When did we do those things you said that we've done? They asking Yeshua, when did we do that? You know why they asking it? Because they were doing the works of give and gave. That matches who? Our Father on the throne. He is give and gave. He is give and gave, and they were give and gave. They already had that heart, mind, and spirit to be a give and gave. And they're trying to understand when son of man, where did we see you? When did we visit you in the prison? It was give and gave is what you did. throughout all those categories that Yeshua was explaining to them, guess what it was? Only 2 words: give and gave. 2 words, you guys. Love didn't have nothing to do with it. You didn't see Yeshua saying, because you loved me. It's because you loved them, or you loved. Yeshua didn't say that. Yeshua broke it down to them as low as he could break it to them in the kingdom. Where? In the kingdom. He was teaching this to his disciples. It was what you give and gave. Because give and gave is the true match of he that sits on the throne, the Most High Yah. Everything he has done is surrounded and defined by give and gave. Because my question would have been, well, okay, where was love? Huh? It ain't nowhere to be seen. You know why? Why ain't Yeshua telling the disciples, love? Because you loved me. No, he said, because you give and gave me. And listen to how he answered them. In verse 40, they asking him, well, we don't know what you're talking about. We ain't no problem being the righteous, but we don't know where you're coming from, because we don't remember. But now Yeshua about to break it down to him. And the king shall answered and said unto them, verily I say unto you, you righteous one, inasmuch as ye done it unto one of the least of these. The least of these. Who are these? It's they telling them, when you done it to the least of these. Who are those? The righteous one that's on what side? The right side. That's already what? Blessed by y'all. When you done it into the least of these. Listen to what it says. When I said unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these. Who are those these? The righteous one. My brethren, ye have done it unto me. See, but what we think is, it's a crime to give anything to our brethren that represents the righteous, that's already blessed before the foundation of the world. They were already written for the right side to be titled as the righteous one. And I don't care how many, and it's a good 10, breaking down, when you give and gave the least of these. Who are they? The righteous one of the Father. You have done it unto me. What did they do? Give and gave. So all this trash that everybody's teaching, and all this trash that's in the hearts of everybody, if you don't have the heart to give and give, you are already set in darkness. That's why he's separating them. And even them themselves question, when did we do that? When you did it unto the least of these. Who are these? The righteous one. See, a lot of people think he's talking about go out here and take care of all the orphanage and go into the into the Salvation Army and take care of all the children and all that. No. He wants you to do it by righteous. You see what I'm saying? Because it's who you do it to that is what? Righteous. You end up here. Like, for instance, me. Back in being a young person, I would think to go to different charities and different places and donate or gift cards or cash. I mean, that's how cuckoo clock I was. But that's not the ones he's talking about. You see what I'm saying? We've been lying. He's talking about the one on the right side, which is the righteous. The sheep on the right side is where the give and gave is to be transferred to. You see what I'm saying? Instead, people will look at you and say something wrong with you for asking for anything or to get, and don't even understand. Well, what did he say? He that give unto a prophet a cold drink receives a prophet reward. Where's that reward going to be? Yeshua just told him, in the kingdom. In the kingdom. They were given what they were given to the righteous ones among them and had no idea that they were giving it unto, Yeshua say, him. Because he said, if you done it unto the least of these, who are the these? These that's on the right. You have done it unto me. So that's why I say unto you, it's a sick thing in this day and time. The level of the mind of the flesh against the spiritual mind. It is so as to infinity the way they conduct themselves, thinking that, oh, I'm going to cross that bridge when I see them or when I get there. I'm sure that the goats thought that they were going to end up on the right side. I'm sure they thought they was going to end up on the right side. Just like everybody today. What makes you end up on the right side is also measured by your give and gave. That's why he said, even with a husband, love thy wife as thyself. You have to love her as thyself. Like what? Christ loved the church. What did Christ do as the representing love? Gave his life. So Christ did a give and gave when he gave his life. Likewise, a husband for his wife give and gave her as you would give and gave unto thyself. See, that's another power punch that I see that is going to escape and never be manifested in the world, not nowhere in the world. Just as his power, his right hand, his stretched out arm, and his power, it is never going to be manifest to where they see it. I'm going to show you why. They're not going to take it, Genesis 1, and see the power at work and doing all this stuff. Ain't nobody going to see it. They ain't going to see the power there. They didn't see the power there. So it's not like, it's like thousands of years later, they still don't see the power. When that's how it's give and gave is. Same way. People would never see that you ain't doing what you think you are doing when your heart is so hardened and feel that you don't have to give and gave those that are of the righteous one, especially the one that is feeding spirit and truth. So I just love how Yeshua stepped into his natural flesh and brought the revelation in the spirit realm of how heaven is going to measure us based on give and gave. Same way I told y'all, 48 years old. I should have videoed myself clowning, y'all. I was doing what you call clowning. On the floor crying, just crying. Oh, I don't understand. And then I was explaining to the Father, how is it that all my life, I'm always there giving. Somebody walk up to my door and knock on the door. Ma'am, my name is Suzanne or Rachel or whoever. And I need, my kids and I, we don't have no food and we don't have no clothes. We don't have, before 2 hours is over, that woman gonna have exactly what she need. You ain't got no furniture either? Come on in here. Do you like this? Here, it's yours. Y'all, guess what? That's what that EMPATH is. That's for the flesh. a person that feels people. You see what I'm saying? How did they get that ability to do that? It's because when you get your flesh under the subjection to your spirit, the flesh has its way of being able to use the spiritual realm to support that which is already in your flesh. Y'all allow it to be activated. So I'm on the floor hooping and crying. I'm 58 years old. And all of a sudden, I'm just sitting there just crying and crying and crying. And yeah, y'all, I thought about what he told me. He said, Deborah, your tears is like icicles. At that time, I don't care what he told me. You know, that's just how I felt. I was just on there and I was like, I don't understand why I can't stop. I don't understand what this is. Why you don't remove this for me? And I'm just whooping and hollering. And then that's quiet voice like, silly woman, what's your problem? And I'm like, Father, I just don't get it. And when the Father told me, Deborah, you know why you give and gave? Because I am give and gave. Deborah, I've never been loved. I'm give and gave. No one can define a word like love to define our Creator. You won't find it. How dare we define, we look at the word man-made called love to justify the flesh, and we match it with the spirit of who he is. It can't be done. It cannot be done. That's why a lot of people don't know how to love one another. That's why a lot of people don't know how to their marriage, how it can be strong. That's why a lot of people don't get along and with their co-workers and their neighbors, and they know because they don't know how to give and give. They don't know how to give and give. Even if you have to give up your pride, your high and mighty, your wrong, even your right, learn to give and give. Love don't have nothing to do with it. So I thank the Father for this because it showed me Yeshua was not, the Son of Man was not separating them based on love. He was separating them from one to the right side, one to the left, and he took those on the right side straight to the kingdom of the Most High God. And when he took them, he told them, you were created, blessed by the Father himself. And these here angels standing around trying to figure out, how did we get it? They in the kingdom like you would be on the earth saying, what, Deborah, I don't get it. How is that? They were saying the same thing. But the beauty is how Yeshua, the Son of Man, broke it down to his disciples. Because he wanted them to know that I know you all confused what I'm telling you, but they were confused too because they turned around and said, when did we do those things? And he had to tell them, when you done it to the least of these right here, you have, which is the righteous, you have done it unto me. See? But we think if we go out here and start going up and down the street, handing people money and going to places, putting a big donation here and donating clothes, and we really thinking we're doing the righteous will. No, you ain't, baby. Heaven says, unless you do it unto the least of one of mine, you go on and feel your flesh heart that you're doing something. And that's where it's sad. Because I'm going to show you where it's sad. Not now, preacher, pastor, bishop, evangelist, prophet, prophetess, teacher, priest, seer, watchman, Maureen would ever teach you what I just taught you. None of them, whether it's no matter what nationality, no matter what nation, they're not going to teach you what I just taught you. And that's what you call a power punch to the spirit realm. So while people are clowning, did you know even the righteous, given unto the righteous, can heal your body? People don't know that because I'm going to tell you something that's the mystery. They never taught it in church that way. They taught tithes and offering, and you all gave it to them abundantly. Then you got to an old age and now I don't give them to them more. I'm not in the church. I don't believe it. But you did it. This sister never did. This sister never did, y'all. I wasn't hooked into that because my spirit always told me, Deborah, they're saying one thing. That's not what I'm saying. They're saying, and they're getting them their tithes and offering, Deborah. That's not how I want it to be dispersed, Deborah. That's not me. That's them. All my life. When I met people and invite people to the church, they asked me, how did you know what the pastor was going to preach? Going back to what I just found out last week. MEMPATH. That allow you to be able to what? Feel. And the level of emotional or feelings of others. Just imagine having that in my flesh and then turn around and have the gifts of the Spirit of God in my spirit. What did that tell you? Sister Deborah can't lose. Hello. I can't lose in this. If I die today anymore, I never lost. Because I had the best of both and didn't even know it. But I just want to say, thank you, Father, let me live to be this age, to see and to feel and to embrace the blessing that you put upon me. That I may have this in my flesh and have this in my spirit. What can I lose? I can't. That's why I don't care about what people think and feel. I'm going to put this thing out the way the Ruach in me lives, and his way only. So as I see this, when you get here to 40, Yeshua says something. He says, we in Matthew 25 and verse 40, and Yeshua says something. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you. Now, why is he answering it? Because they were trying to tell him, in a sense, when did we do that to you? When did we give? And Yeshua said and answered, and I say unto you, verily, verily I say unto you, and as much as you have done it unto one, praise the mighty Yah, one of least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Who are they? The righteous one. So when we go out here thinking we are giving something because we see it, we think that's the give he's speaking of. And it is a part of it. Don't get me wrong. But Yah is not going to not award his as servants in one body. We are in one body. Because when one give, say for instance, I give to somebody that is righteous, I give to the whole body of Hamashiach. I give to the whole body of Hamashiach. So this is blessing me to let me know. He said, hurt where? In the body of Hamashiach. Who are they? The righteous one. If one hurt, we all hurt. It's like giving. When one give, we all receive. But the hardened heart of individuals carries hate that keep them from doing that which these that were called righteous did. But that's a form of tools. The heart of the flesh do you serve, or your heart of the spirit? You see, everything identify you and who you are, who you really stand for. And it really reveal you standing before the throne, representing the Most High Yah. So then Yeshua said, you did it to the least of these, this is 40, brethren, ye have done it unto me. He was telling them all the things that y'all have given gave. You did it to one another, which you all are all the righteous. Now watch this here. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. See, the ones on the left, he ain't finna waste his time. I like the word prepared. Prepared is telling you they were already written and prepared. So when you're on this earth and your heart is so hardened toward the righteous one, but you go out here and you think you're doing something because you give a person hungry $1. That's a blessing. That's still good. But this is the mindset of people. This is the mindset. You see? They feel that, hey, it ain't nothing greater than me and mine. It ain't nothing greater than my husband or my wife, my kids, my mom, my dad, my family, my household. You're right. It's nothing greater. Get in line with the goats. Because this is the parable, not the parable. This is how Yeshua was lining it up to him, to the disciples. The righteous is not your family, baby. It's not your husband and your wife. It's not your children. It's not your mommy and your daddy. See, that's what we did. That's why he said, somebody brought it to me, was it yesterday? He said, that's why he said, I come to bring the sword between something. Because people wants to make everybody think that it's all about family. Y'all letting you know, no, it's not. If you're not in the body of Hamashiach, the true spiritual righteous family, I don't give a rest behind about not your family. And then Yeshua pulled up, but here I come. I come to bring the sword between family. I ain't finna come bring y'all peace. For what? One is hate, and one is the serpent seed, and one is the spiritual seed. Why I'm coming to bring peace between them two? Y'all never thought of it like that, do you? But that's what he was saying. I'm not finna bring peace between two serpents. I'm not finna bring you peace between the serpent and the spiritual seed. But I tell you what I'm coming to do. I'm coming to bring that sword to divide one on one side and the other. What's the purpose? When the sword is the word, and the word is Yah. And we know the serpent does not serve Yah. That's why he said, I come to bring the sword. He's letting you know between mother and daughter, mother and daughter-in-law. I still ain't got with that daughter-in-law thing, y'all. That don't make no sense. I think that just been put there because the daughter-in-law don't make no sense if the son-in-law ain't in there. Hello. If that is not in there, he said he come to bring the sword between the two, between father and son, mother and daughter, and mother and daughter-in-law, and daughter-in-law and mother. I'm like, well, wait a minute, hold up. What the daughter-in-law in there? Where's the son-in-law? Why ain't he in there? That would balance it, but it showed me how they quick to add in. And you have to make sure the ruach in you teaches you how to erase it, but you can't go erasing it. I can't go erasing it, but the ruach do. And that's why he was telling me, Deborah, you asked that question about, and I asked this here months ago, is it daughter-in-law that the mother and the daughter is going to be divided, and the daughter-in-law? How did she get in there and not the son-in-law? I did. I asked. Y'all don't understand. When you in that wilderness with the Most High and he teaching you, he allow you to ask any question you want. Any question. You don't think this hand be up and this one be up too. Wait a minute. I got some problems here. I got some questions. So that was one that was thrown to me and letting me know that was put in there. That's not. When he come to bring the sword, he said, for people really believe, Deborah, even in this day, and it's worse in this day, the darkest of the darkest is when people think that it's all about them and their family. Everything I need to get and I need to have, I need to take care of me and my family. Does not he say that about a father is worse than an infidel if he don't take care and provide for his family? So you got to understand, he's not saying because you provide for your family that your family and you are the righteous one. What kind of rats behind is that? Heaven's got your word in and out. The best thing is to lead your family in righteousness and hope that they are found on the right side when Yeshua divides the goats from the sheep. But it ain't for us on the earth to think we can go into our families, into our workplace, into the communities, in the highways and byways, in our neighborhoods, and divide the righteous from the unrighteous. Cannot be done. Cannot be done. only way you're going to be able to see into stuff like that is you have to have a spiritual relationship with Yah that lives in you, to divide one from the other. You see what I'm saying? You just cannot go in and divide. Okay? You just can't. It ain't given to you. And someone says Abraham did. Abraham did not. Let me pull up on you. Okay? Let me pull up on you. Abraham was not giving up Ishmael. He was not giving his firstborn up. And I didn't blame him as a father with his first son. He didn't want to give up Ishmael. He didn't want to give up his oldest son. It wasn't his choice to divide. He wanted it more than anything. He wanted his first son. But Yah, pull up. But Yah. See, we don't want to give him that type of glory and that honor. We want to make him think that we down here have the power to limit what his right hand created. And we don't. We can't. He ain't giving it to no one. So this is the reason why you don't have people repenting, because they figure my whole house is serving Yah. My whole house is saved. My whole house has the Ruach. And then Yeshua pulling up and saying, wait a minute. What is? I come to bring the sword. To what? To divide. Did not Abraham family get divided? Let me dig a little deeper into Abraham. When Sarah died, he ended up having other children. You see? But the promise still was divided, wasn't it? Was not the promise still divided? The promise was divided all kind of ways. Because the kids of his other children that wasn't from Sarah, they are not of the promise. Oh, you better check Yah out, because he didn't divide a whole bunch of things we lying about or we are rejecting. Because that's our flesh. That part where he said, I come to bring the sword, before he said anything like that, he turned to men and he tell them the worstest thing in your life is going to be those of your own folk. Meaning your enemies going to come out of your own learn. Meaning your womb, meaning your seeds are going to be your worstest enemy outside of yourself. So this is why Yeshua pulling up. I come to bring the sword to separate it all. Because if you leave it up to the men and the women, they ain't going to separate the blood family. I just thank the Father in the kingdom for having all things written. When Yeshua went to dividing the righteous, which was the sheep on one side and the goats on the other, I like what he said. He turned the power back to the Father. He told them on the right side, come, let me take you to the kingdom. Let me take you to the throne of the Father. For this you were blessed before the foundation of the world. See, y'all didn't divide all that mess a long time ago. And we thinking down here, we ruling it, we rumbling. You know why? I'm going to tell you, go back to it. It's because of that power. It's because of that power we reject the fact that power don't rumble. Oh, that power don't tell me what to do. It don't tell me what to do. Baby, it don't have to tell you what to do. It already done it. It did it in the kingdom. What are you talking about? See, that's what they don't know about. Nobody knows that the Father's right hand is stretched out arm in the kingdom before there was an earth. Had everything written with that right hand in the Lamb Book of Life. He turned over to all the other books and list them bad boys in the books. And while we down here trying to make it about our choice and our power and our authority, and it goes our way or no way. And Yeshua sitting here telling you, Y'all running around here gripping love and can't define love nowhere on the face of the earth, but then put it before him, not knowing he is give and gave. Even in the marriage, it's give and gave. How, Deborah? How do you break that up into give and gave? Because a wife has to know to give. A husband has to know to give. They have to know to give. If both of them can't just be takers. Give and gave. Get your position in where you need to be and give to your husband, and he give you what he need to give you, and you receive. It's give and gave. We're supposed to give and gave one another. That's how y'all brought us into one equally. Understanding give and gave. Woman has to give her ugly ways. Men has to give up their ugly ways. Give and gave. Give it up. But nobody wants to do that, because you know why? They didn't know about the power of Yah, nor did they know he was consist of give and gave until Yeshua poured up in the kingdom and told a disciple. Now, I'm going to tell you something. The disciples knew. Yeshua taught them that it's all about give and gave. Even a marriage, a family, a community, a neighborhood, a workplace. Help each other. Give and gave. Give and gave respect. You give me respect, I give you. You see? That's all it's about. Just imagine if you had a place where everybody give and gave. You wouldn't be in the condition you in today. None of this world. But because no one has no respect, that's what Yah, the creator, was built on and is founded on. Give and gave. You see? So this is where we're at today. In everything. In they so-called churches. Like this man who said, Tony Evans, he gets out. Everybody trying to justify, clarify, and identify. Don't judge him. Don't do this. And he got out, because of sin. He could have just stayed in, and they should have just did. Just so many excuses. No. This man have done too much was given to him and gave to him. He can walk away from today and not miss none of it. He was given and gave everything he has. Now, what they should have did is took everything from him that he gained when he was there. Same thing with Eddie Long. Same thing with Cliff O'Dollars, T.D. Jakes, Joyce Meyer, all of them. Strip them from what you all given and gave them, and see if they want to preach to you. See if they tell you spirit and truth. They ain't telling you spirit and truth, no way. But you're giving and giving them. You see, that just shows you how messed up. Y'all said, Deborah, the whole earth is off course. And I ain't finna get it. It's crooked. I ain't finna straighten it up either. I'm going to let it remain there, because the judgment that's on it, people going to pay the consequences, because they don't even think it's no judgment. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. A lot of people don't understand. I was sitting here talking to someone yesterday about, they talking about, but they going to close the banks. Close them. It's that time. Close them. Close the stores. Close whatever you want to close. It don't matter no more, y'all. That's y'all stuck on thinking that if this happened, what I'm going to do about this, what I'm going to do about this. If you was a spirit that give and gave, you would never be worried about what you're going to do if this happened, if this happened, if this happened. Because the same one that tried to tell you all it was about give and gave is the same one going to see the righteous one make it no matter what, because he's going to give and gave them. Because one thing I didn't know, but I learned as time went on, the heart of individual is measured by how they are able to give and give. You have never, ever heard a pastor, a bishop, or no one on television, on these YouTube teaching that like that. Because the give and gave is spiritual. It's only for the righteous and not for the unrighteous. So I hope that you all got something out of this, because Yeshua nailed it. And the goats, he sent them to the, okay, no. Let's no. We got to finish this. And in Matthew chapter 25 and verse 41, it reads, then shall he say unto them on the left hand. Now he's finna deal with the goats. Hey, y'all, the goats finna get dealt with. The goats about to get dealt with. Then Yeshua say unto them on the left, depart from me, ye cursed. See, they still curse. And these people, that's what I'm telling people. You sitting here worried about the curse being in captivity, baby. You can be cursed eternal. What are you talking about? When you have the wicked heart like these that are goats, you cursed eternal. Which one is worse? Eternal. That means you curse on one side and the next side too. You cursed in the natural and you cursed in the spirit. But they don't see it, because they think that the world is giving them what they want, so they good to go. No, baby, you really cursed, because your eternal destiny is the lake of fire. Now, what does it say? In 41, Matthew 25 and 41, then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, depart from me, ye cursed. Wait a minute, Yeshua, you telling them they were cursed? Into everlasting fire. See, they was already cursed. So you worried about you in captivity being cursed. You better check yourself, because I don't care what nobody say. The worstest curse is eternal. That's why I say you can tell people are gone. This is gone. Like Deuteronomy 28 said they're going to be destroyed. It's gone, baby, because they don't see nothing. Nobody sees nothing. They don't see the power of Yah. That right hand stretched out arm being the power of Yah. They don't see none of that. They have denied the power. They don't see who Christ is. They don't see, it's nothing in righteous do people see, but they call themselves righteous. Oh, I have the Ruach. Oh, I'm saved. I have the Holy Spirit. I have the Holy Ghost. I'm a chosen one. Many of them on the devil platform chosen. What are you chosen to do? You better check yourself. Okay, so here it is. He's sending them. He said, prepared for the devil and his angels. Okay, now watch what 41. Listen to 41 and 43. 42. Matthew 25, 42 and 43. Listen to this. For I was hungry, and ye gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me not in. Naked, and ye clothed me not. Sick, and in prison, and ye visit me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, Yeshua, when saw we thee a hungry, or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer and say unto them, 45, then shall he answer them, saying, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye has done, as much as ye did it not. What was they did not? They did not give and gave. They did not give and gave. And that's the dangerous. I think I need you all to check out Matthew 25 and 31 to 46, because he shot it to the apostles the way it's going to go in the kingdom. And he said in 45, then he answered them, saying, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did not to one of these least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into the everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. So if you think that it's not about give and gave, keep pressing on. Keep pressing on. And I say that not only just to the righteous, I say unto you, there's things that's taking place even as we speak today. And if you think that's when it's time, let me ask you, people ask me, this is what people used to ask me. Why is it that you find the need to help people and to give? You know what I told them? I'm going to tell you what I told them. I have 6 babies. I know they grown, but I've been telling people that ever since I've had these children. I got 6 babies. I cannot afford to give and give because I want Yah, if it be his will. They get into situation, someone will give and gave them. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. That if I know how to give and give, then Yah would allow the blessings on my children. Say, for instance, my son is out there and he ain't got no way to tow his car. Y'all send somebody to tow his car. See, that's what y'all don't understand about this give and gave. And it ain't meant for you to understand it. We in the midnight hour. He said, Deborah, ain't nothing crooked going to be made straight. Not in this day and time. Leave them where they at. But it don't stop me from running in my lane. That means teaching spirit and truth with the light in my right hand. And I like this here, the way Yeshua placed this here. I had to bring this one out because I brought about the talents and how the talents of those who had talents increased, but they were also the faithful ones. So y'all got it set up that everything is really going to be dependent on who you are. And what is happening, if Yeshua had to say this to where I can get it in the natural, in the spirit, guess what? That's letting me know that it was meant for everybody to understand how the heavens is going to roll up and roll out. Because a lot of people are thinking, look at you. I'm going to set an example. You know how you see in Revelation, how you don't see Dan, the tribe of Dan included. You know how you see Dan, but you don't see the tribe of Dan included in the 144. See, y'all got it bent up of who this creator is. Y'all really do. And it's because of the way they have been teaching it. And the sad thing about it is where we at today. Y'all, it's not going to hold those that have been teaching you and those that have been deceiving you and manipulating you and those that's on all these YouTube, Facebooks, and Instagram that's teaching you lies that feeds your flesh and you enjoy and you feel you getting your full meal deal. He said, but no, it's going to continue all the way into the end because everybody's already written. Except for many people are going to find out really where they stand. They're going to find out. A lot of people know. That's why they don't care. They don't care about nothing. They don't care. They want people to think they know this book. I keep my head wrapped, wear my fringes, let my beard grow and be on a corner cursing and acting a fool, be on nationwide media acting a fool and letting the world see how we as a people are gone 100, like Deuteronomy 28 says we're going to be destroyed. They know that. They see that in there. That's why they ain't worried about making no change to us or toward us. They see in Deuteronomy. They already know what he mean when he say he's going to destroy until they ain't destroyed. They say, well, what does it mean when he say they're going to be destroyed? Oh, they destroyed anyway. We can continue what we're doing to them. They're going to be destroyed. They're going to be destroyed. But here go those that's listed as being destroyed. They won't even go in there and see the end game to teach the people. Because what sense does it make for them to teach somebody righteous if righteous is not in them? Nor if they just assume that righteous is not worth teaching because the people shows that they have no righteous that they measure to be righteous. So we ain't gonna waste our time. As long as we think we got it, we keep our beard growing and our head wrapped around our women and women no pants. All this stuff that they telling y'all is all on the outside. all on your flesh. They decking the flesh up. And they don't have a lick of spirit of the Most High God in them. So if they hide the flesh, then the world will look at the flesh and say, truly, that person is holy. Truly, that person is keeping they tradition. Oh, truly, that person is covered. Covering your tail don't change the enemy in your spirit or change the enemy or you in your wickedness. How is if I cover my head and cover my whole body and walk into a society all covered up, how is that going to measure who is in me? How would you know? That don't even make any sense. But it's the mind that has been taught to people for thousands of years to the point they think it's about decking the outside to play the role of the inside. And I'm here to tell you, as a prophetess in the wilderness, y'all say you can deck the outside and the inside. Heaven's got you rolled in, all rolled out. So that you're wasting your time. If you got one day to live, one day, are you going to live it based on what somebody's tradition? Or you going to live it wrapping your head? Or you going to live it in a way that your outer man is going to get how would I say 100 right? Or are you going to search who you are on the inner man? Because you only got one day. And if you only got one day to live, you want to know, wait a minute, if I only got one day to live, I want to make sure he that is in me is greater than he that is in the world. I want him in me this one day. That's where you will lie down and wake up on that righteous side. People out here following all these religion and these traditions and all these ways that they thinking, and they coming up with more and more books. Solomon said it. Solomon said too many books, too much words. Don't go into it. And it's the truth, because you got people who taught this Hebrew Israelite movement for years. Now they coming back counteracting everything they taught. Everything, y'all. Everything. But if you pull up on them and say a woman not supposed to speak, oh no, a woman's not supposed to speak. Now, how you gonna counteract everything else but hold on to certain things? This is how messed up it is, you all. And this is how messed up people are walking therein, finding pleasure in this game that they're playing. Finding pleasure in this game that they're playing. I just thank the Father for allowing me to have a lane so I can know when I can get out of this one and go into one I need to go into. Because this one on here is a play, y'all. It's serious. It's a play one. But this one over here is the real deal. It'll keep you clothed in your right mind. It'll keep you stayed on the Most High God. It'll keep you focusing on him, feeding from him, eating from him. It'll keep you in line when this lane here, you get tired because you know that you're putting out too much pure food, too much spirit and truth, too much light. And who is it for? Y'all got them already on the right side. Those that is on the right side. So I thank Yeshua for being able to break this down to the apostles and it to be broke down. And it really is not something. The reason why you didn't hear it from all T.D. Jakes and all of these Joyce Meyer and all them, the reason why they wouldn't go into it is because you have to have the Ruach to be able to break this down. They're saying, why would they have to go into this when they making millions telling you a lie? And you given and gave to the world because you are of the world. And that's what he means. And the world loves its own because it supports and give unto the world. See, a lot of you all thinking that, hey, I'm going to fake it until I make it. Or I'm going to pretend I got it or this. But I wouldn't want to take no time of my living to try to fake it until I make it, knowing that I only have one shot. No, baby, no, one shot, one shot. And if Yah is giving to your spirit one shot, who are you to give your spirit to take your shot for you? That's why it's all this submissive and all this here. Because if you get down into it, watch this here. And I thought about that today too. If you get down into it where we have those that are telling the women to submit to their husbands, and the husband have ruler over them, and all of this. Let me tell you, when you finish, you better check out why the world is the way it is, first and foremost. Okay, now let me tell you, it also tell you obey those who have what? Ruler over you. Now let's see a husband that wife is submitted under her. Let's see if he obey those that have ruler over him. If they come on his plantation or on his land and tell him he's getting locked up for drunk driving or whatever, you see if that brother obey he that has ruler over him. It ain't gonna work. So, but you see what I'm saying? You got to be able to see what has been added, smeared, and messed up in this instructions and direction book. Because we know it is not telling us to obey those who have ruler over us. Satan had ruler over us then. We might as well follow him. Come on now. You see, you have to be able to put it in the right perspective, in right order. And how you do it is through the ruach, through spirit and truth, through the light. Do you put these things in order? But when there is a husband and wife who are equally yoked, equally yoked. What's the word equal? Father Yah, maybe I need to ask you that. What is this thing about equal? Equally. Not she 20, he 80. Not him ruling and she submissive. But Yah said not to get into marriage that's not equally yoked. Equally. Y'all never thought of it like that. That's because spirit and truth ain't coming to you because you don't go to spirit and truth. Because you got a made up mind that is the way you perceive it and you are willing to embrace it and accept it. So y'all leave you right where you at. People who are equally yoked are the only ones that Yah has joined together. And equally means give and gave. Woman, only give what he needs. And he is to give you what you need. If he's the head, give him the head. It's nothing big about being the head. I'm a living witness. It's nothing big about being the head. Matter of fact, it's miserable. So that's why I say being the head don't mean nothing. Being the ruler don't mean nothing. It's not a good feeling. And this is why a lot of them out here are stressed out and blame her. Because they can't handle it. I'm talking to Hebrew Israelites, this new cult and this new religion. Oh, ruler, king, and this. Oh, you want to be all of that, huh? Okay. It comes with a price. Let's say that. It's a penalty and a price to it. You ask for it. So let's see if you can handle it. 99.9 can. But when you are married under a equal yoke, that's when Yah has joined you together. Let no man put you as under. When I have joined you together, don't let no man come in between that. Because you are equally yoked. That's why he didn't want us to marry somebody that was not equally yoked. Because equally means equal. Help meet the will of Father. not help meet the pleasure of a man. Woman was created for man and not man for woman. That's some trash. Woman was created to meet with man to fulfill Yah will. It tells you everything Yah created, he created for what? His purpose, his name's sake, for his will. So how do it become for man's will is woman created? You got to get with the right. See, people are so far everywhere. They don't know if they're going or coming. They just running to get there just so they can portray that they there. And you're a long ways from home. A long ways from home. And the Father has taught me that so many are so far out in the ocean. And there are many that would desire to come back onto dry land. But he said they would never make it. It's gone. They will never make it. When we give the flesh of other all of our strength, our might, our mind, our thought, our willpower, our control, when you give it to them, you will never find yourself in where you need to be in Yah. Because the thing about it, when he gave it to you, what did he give you? The breath and his image, which is a spirit. He did not give it to you to take it and hand it to somebody else. Do that make sense, y'all? Think now. But what happened? Because you flesh teaches you, you have to submit and give yourself to this individual in a way of the flesh. But what about who you are in the spirit? Who you are. The one that gave you his breath and his image, which is a spirit. And then he turned around and gave you a flesh to live. So do you think that he gave you the flesh to live submitted under somebody else's traditions and ways and rules? No. That's why he pulled up and said, equally yoked is two that I joined together in me, Deborah. In me, first and foremost. They are equal in me. And if they're equal in me, then they are equally yoked and ready to come into a oneness. You see? So while we're trying to make the picture pretty and make it what it's supposed to be on the outside, and this is why other nations does this here. They'll have women rapping from head to toe and raping the babies. Why are you bothering the babies? They ain't rapped. The women's wrapped. We over here looking at the babies. Same thing I think about homosexual. You running around here trying to follow all these laws and rules and traditions of man while men are messing with men. It's confusing. Because what we're doing is we setting up the flesh to do the things of the flesh and the darkness of the flesh. And we have not had any light to bring us up out of that. Let me show y'all an example that happened to me. I ain't gonna tell them. I ain't gonna tell them no more. I'm doing me some little cards. So let me show y'all. I'm doing me some cards. This is not it, but I'm doing me some cards. And on the card, it's going to be empath and chosen one. I know who I am. And I don't know what else I'm going to put on there. I had a lot of things I say I'm going to put on there, but I definitely going to put that on there. And I'm going to issue these cards to my family. I want them to know that the Ruach has expressed to me who I am on both ends, in the flesh and in the spirit. Meaning in the flesh is my flesh has been under the subjection to the spirit. Now it knows who it is. You see? And it carries some of the characteristics of my spirit. So I know who I am, and it's going to say on the outside and on the end. And they're going to be really pretty, a pretty card. What happened to me is this. Last night, I went to bed. And I can't even say if it was a dream or a vision. Maybe someone out there, maybe you can answer this. I don't know. I thought, well, maybe it's a dream, but it had to have been a vision. I don't know. But it was telling me about my oldest daughter, her boyfriend, and how him and her was together again. Um, and I thought in this vision or dream, I was thinking about how she said he was, and he's what you call an alpha man, and she just liked everything about him. She just liked everything about him. But he's a melanated man that for desires are for uh, European women. And when it's rooted in him like that, he ain't turning no other way. He even got a European a woman that he would spend so many years with. She had a daughter by this other man, and he done made this daughter his for, I think, 13 years. He took care of her, and he had made another man's child his because he loved that European woman. So I was telling my daughter, I was not telling my daughter, in this dream, I'm trying to piece this up together where I'm telling you, in this vision or dream or whatever it was just telling me the relationship that him and her had, and it said sexual. And I was like, but my daughter told me she would, she hates she even got involved with him because he only had, she found out, you know, and he showed her in so many ways that I'm only into European women. And I went to putting all, that's what she said. But I'm telling you about what the dream was just showing me about him and her getting back together. So when I woke up this morning, I didn't pay any attention. I just thought about it. Wow. Boy, that was years ago. That's what I was saying. My son text me, and he said, Mama, my daughter says that can we do the contract because Crystal's boyfriend just signed his paperwork for his new house, for not a new house, but it is a new because he bought it. And he wants to know if the cleaning service can go in and do the overall cleaning because he wants to clean up some stuff and do the carpet before he move in. And he says, is it something that the cleaning service can do? I said, yeah. And I had to send him over a contract to send over to my daughter. We already had the contract in play for that sort of situation. And I sat there on that couch, y'all. I was stunned. When he said my daughter's boyfriend, Jordan, I called him. I said, are you talking about the one she used to go with? He said, yeah. I said, y'all better watch yourself. You all better watch yourself. You better not mess with me. Because what is it the Father is telling me? He gave that to me. I can't say if it was a vision or dream. Now, they was dating about 3 years ago. Why would I be getting that last night in the midnight hour when it was happening? And here he's telling me about it today. What is happening with Sister Deborah is it's going back to when I was a little girl. When I was a little girl, I could see things happening before it happened. But it was so clear. I guess because I was so innocent, and that I guess it wouldn't be something no one would really pay attention to because they say, oh, this is just a baby or this is just a young girl. She don't really know, And I was thinking with my son, y'all go on and y'all mess with me if you want to. Because you're going to find out. And all I heard him do was get silent. And the reason why I said that to him that way is because you better watch yourself. Because Sister Deborah didn't start her sons. And I'm doing it just like David. Just like David. David was telling the Most High to do all kind of things, y'all. David was saying, destroy them. Take their life from them. Do this, killing and everything. David was charging that to Yah. All type of stuff. And when he told me I can write my Psalms, I'm telling them that, look, don't create in yourselves who I am. I am who he say that I am. And I say that unto you all as well. I am not who you say that I am. I am who I am said that I am. And you get messed up from the floor up because I'm seeing the stuff happen and I don't understand. It's going back to when I was a little girl, when I'm able to see things, because I don't care about her and this boy's going together. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Why am I in the vision, or either it's a vision or a dream last night, and then today at 4 o'clock this evening, my son come calling me, talking about this guy. I said, Christian and him ain't together. Oh, yes, they are. Is that what that dream was about? Why, Father? Why warn me about it? I don't have nothing to do with that. You better watch yourself. You better watch yourself. You better watch yourself. So I hope you all got something out of it. And I say unto you, read over Matthew chapter 25, verse 31 through 46, because Yeshua gave it to his disciples. He broke it down with the heavens and how the heavens going to measure everything. And he already said it. Give and gave. Praise the Most High Yah. So I appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live chat. And I will be back. Shalom and shalom.